Well, the U.S. Navy's recent strikes on drug-running boats have rattled nerves across the Caribbean. As tensions rise, the small island nation of Trinidad and Tobago is caught right in the middle. Chuck Holton has the story.
Over the past month, the United States stepped up operations against Venezuelan smuggling networks in the Caribbean. Several fast boats suspected of trafficking drugs were destroyed in international waters. But for fishermen in Trinidad, only 7 miles from Venezuela, those strikes felt far too close for comfort. This is the Gulf of Paria behind me. These islands over here are still part of Trinidad. This route that we're on right now in this boat is the route that smugglers take if they're bringing drugs or people or whatever across to Trinidad. So there's a heavy presence of the Coast Guard of the Trinidad and Tobago Armed Forces that patrols this area. But of course, most of the smuggling takes place late at night. The fishermen who ply these waters to just try to make a living are now being told not to go more than 2 kilometers from the shore for the time being because they're all afraid of getting blown up.
I'm a fisherman for 28 years, fishing in Trinidad and Tobago waters. Yes, we are all panicking because God say, well, 2 kilometers off the island, don't go that direction. But anywhere else up on the coast, this side we could fish. Venezuela is 7 miles away from Trinidad, very, very close. That you can look and see it. You can see a vehicle passing on the land. Futs is very close.
The fear is understandable. From Trinidad's western shores, you can actually see the lights of Venezuela at night, and any escalation between the two countries would hit here first. This is the island of Chacachacari. The land that you can see right off over there, about 7 miles away, is the closest point in Venezuela. So you can see why people in Trinidad are concerned about the conflict that might be brewing between the United States and Venezuela, simply because the Trinidadians know that wars have a way of spreading, and if they do, these people are not prepared for that in any way, shape, or form. The government here has a long history of working with the United States, most recently welcoming the USS Gravely for joint military training. That alliance has drawn sharp criticism from Venezuela, which responded by canceling oil contracts worth millions. But local journalists say the American presence is also choking off the flow of drugs and illegal migration across these waters.
It's very, very challenging for the fishermen who daily lives depend on fishing and whatnot. But at the end of the day, it has to be like that for now.
The increased patrols may have disrupted the drug trade, but they've also fueled political friction. Many in Trinidad worry their country could be drawn into the conflict.
So the ships and whatnot. Recently, we had a military exercise. Venezuelans are saying that that is provocation. But you realize that the Maduro administration, they are targeting our government. They are calling the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago a murderer, a terrorist, all sorts of things.
But after the Trump administration briefed Congress that the United States currently has no legal justification to strike inside Venezuela, lawmakers were told any direct action against the Maduro regime would require fresh legal authority and a new strategic decision from the president himself. For the people of Trinidad, that news brings a brief sigh of relief, but the fear of what could come next still lingers. From Trinidad, I'm Chuck Holton for CBN News.
You wonder if our government is planning some kind of action against Maduro in Venezuela. They've been against us for a long time, and they absolutely have ties going back to Iran. It just amazed me, their direct flights between the two countries. And you look at that, and this is, are we exercising the Monroe Doctrine? Anything happening in this hemisphere is of great concern to us. We'll see. It's certainly something to monitor going forward, and it's, whether you agree with the action or not, if at the end of the day there are fewer drugs coming into the America, then yay, that's a really good thing.